statistically speaking, over and over and over, we are seeing video grow as a medium. It has become a necessary part of your marketing strategy. We see video consumption go up more than 100% year over year. During the pandemic, it went up even more. And it also drives web traffic.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. I am really excited to move forward with a special event today with Valerie McTavish. I met Valerie, I think, just researching my own issues with video, because when I started my YouTube channel, I was really introverted. And when I was putting out videos that I thought they were just horrendous, but it was at least helping people and just sharing the stuff that I was doing with my author community. And so as I started studying a little bit about what I could do better, I stumbled across Valerie and her program and her teaching, and the extent of what you post on YouTube to share with others, Valerie, is just incredible. So you and I have been in touch, and I was so excited to have you come back and talk a little bit about confidence on video and how we could use this, and especially thinking about the fact that we are moving forward and it's very close to the holiday season. So things that we do now can also be helping us with Christmas sales and things like that. So please join me today in welcoming Valerie McTavish. I'm so happy to have you here, Valerie.
Oh, I'm just thrilled to be here. I thought about what I could share with your group to help them really focus on video, use video to grow your audience and to excite people about what you have to offer. So I did a little bit of a presentation. The main thing I thought I would share today is just how you can utilize some of the trends. I know it can be overwhelming sometimes when you're thinking about doing video and you see people doing all kinds of things on all kinds of platforms. So, trying to figure out what's going to be the best thing for you in terms of moving forward with, sharing your message. So that's what I thought we could cover off today.
Wonderful. I love it.
So today's presentation, we're going to talk a little bit about video as a medium. I'm going to share with you those 5 trends that I think will be valuable to you as authors. Also, one trend that's a sneaky trend that isn't a trend at all. I'll talk about that. I'm also going to talk about a couple of things to beware of, pitfalls to avoid, mistakes to avoid. And then we'll talk a little bit about how you can be increasing your sales with video. And then I'll talk a little bit about at the very end how I can help you moving forward if you feel like video is the right place for you to be investing some extra time and energy, how I can help you with that. All right. So first things first, April did a great job introducing me. Thank you, April. I have more than 20 years now in TV, media, and video production. That is what I've been dedicating my life to, but primarily because I love to tell stories, and my medium of choice has always been video. So I've done that through television. I've done that through corporate video. I've done it through advertising, and I've also done it through documentary. So it's been a really fun journey for me to be a part of video marketing since very early on. For the last 10 years, and I guess a little bit more than that, I decided that I was done with producing live television, moved into content marketing. So moved into the digital realm and started my will never end education in digital marketing, because just when you think you know something, they go and change everything. I am Canadian. I drove today from Calgary to almost Kelowna, British Columbia. I love to travel and go hiking, and super passionate specifically about helping female entrepreneurs get video confident, because I feel that there are a lot of women who hold back and don't show up for themselves the way they could on video because of, confidence issues. So I work specifically with women on that front. But everything I'm sharing today is, of course, going to be universal. So what I'd love to know, do you love it or hate it? Video. Are you doing it right now? Are you avoiding it? Is it something you don't think applies to you and marketing your book? A lot of people avoid it. It can be uncomfortable. One of the things that I feel is what causes that desire to avoid this sort of awkwardness around video is that you just don't have the clarity around what to do with the video. So we're going to talk a little bit today about some of these things that you can be doing that hopefully will be baby steps towards you feeling a little bit more comfortable using video. And the reason that I think it's so important is because statistically speaking, over and over and over, we are seeing video grow as a medium. It has become a necessary part of your marketing strategy. We see video consumption go up more than 100% year over year. During the pandemic, it went up even more. And it also drives web traffic. So if you have a website for your book, video is going to be a big piece of getting people to that website. Video search results have a 41% higher success rate. So having video on your website is going to mean more people show up and more people spend time there. And the more time they spend, the more Google says, hey, this is a good looking website. We should show it off more often. So it's really important. And, marketers continue to report that they will continue to invest in video marketing because it's working for them. It drives purchases. We also know that video gets a higher percentage of social shares and engagement. Plus, video has a higher retention level than text posts. So if you're in social media, video is going to not only get more juice from the algorithm, it's also going to mean that people who watch your video hang on to that message longer than if they read about it. Plus, consumers continue to say that they want to watch videos before they buy. So those are all the reasons. And now we're going to talk about how you can jump into the video with the trends that are happening right now. So the one trend that it's not really a trend because it never goes away. And hopefully this is going to help you feel a little bit better about doing video, because the number one thing that works in video is authenticity, right? Show up as yourself. Like April said, it may not be the prettiest video on YouTube, but it's still going to be you showing up, serving, and getting traction. And I know for a fact that April's YouTube has driven awareness about who she is and what she has to offer. So it's because she showed up authentically and didn't worry too much about all the bells and whistles and doing it perfectly and doing it just right. So as we go through this, all of the trends I'm sharing with you, please know they all have a layer of authenticity. They will all work better when you coat them in authenticity. These are my tips. So keep it real. If you struggle with videos, if you struggle with perfectionism, I say go live, because you can't take it back, right? If you blub up, it's out there, it's done. You don't have to worry about it. Nobody expects you to be perfect. In fact, people feel like if your videos are overproduced, then there's some strategy behind it, right? It feels corporate. It doesn't feel authentic. The imperfections in your videos feel honest. So remember that as you're striving for perfection, it may actually be doing you a disservice. So this is the importance of keeping it real and the power of showing up as you. All right, now we get on to this sort of newish trends for 2022 and how to use them. Number one is VR, AR, and interactive videos. So don't freak out. This is not complicated. Yes, VR is on the rise. Yes, people are talking a lot about clickable videos and things that you can do to give the viewer more of an immersive experience. But if you don't have the capability for that, right, you can still mimic that with the tools that are freely at your disposal. So if you're on YouTube, add cards, right, with links, buttons, add chapters so people can control how they navigate their way through your content, right? When you are immersing people and speaking directly to them, it gives them that sense of them being there and a part of it. Video quizzes, right? So actually doing a quiz on your website that has video is a way to marry these two things, right? The interaction and the video. Because, and this is why this is such a big trend right now, engagement equals the amount of time they spend consuming your video, which increases that know, like, and trust factor, right? So let me say that again. The more people engage with your content, the more time they spend with you, the more they know you, like you, and trust you. And this is, it's not so important necessarily with them thinking about buying your book, but it's going to increase that connection that they have to you as the author. That's going to make them feel like, I want to support this person, right? So think of it that way. All right. The next trend is short and long. I get this question all the time. What's the perfect length of a video? So the latest trends are on both ends of the spectrum, right? So we have, specifically on YouTube, people are consuming videos that are 15 minutes and longer, right? The sweet spot really is sort of at that TED Talk length. So 12 minutes, 15 minutes, even 20 minutes, if the content sustains. So if you aren't just filling things with fluff, then people will continue to watch. right? Don't go to 15 plus minutes if you only have 2 minutes of content, but do longer videos with more information packed in instead of a whole bunch of short videos. Now, having said that, thanks to our short attention span and the introduction of TikTok and the popularity of TikTok and Reels and Stories and even YouTube Shorts, we are finding that really short videos also have great retention. So in this case, those 15 to 30-second videos can really be powerful as a way to increase awareness. And you're going to want to do more of those, right? So if your strategy is around TikTok or Reels or Stories, you want to be looking at doing multiple videos a day in order to get that exposure. So the number one thing to remember is the length depends on the value you're delivering. So make your video as long as it needs to be to provide the value to your viewer, and make sure that you are marrying the platform, the intention, and where people are on their journey. Meaning, is this a sales video? Is this a get to know me awareness video? Is this an engagement video? That's also going to determine the length. So where are you sharing it? What is the intention of that video? What are you trying to get them to do? And where is the person on their journey with you in terms of, moving towards being a huge fan of what you do? Because it's not just about buying one book, right? It's about them loving what you do and waiting for the next book and the next book and the next book. Next up is story. Yay. You guys should have this down. Story is a huge trend in video right now. It's really important to share a little bit of yourself. It's really important to make sure that your videos have that beginning, middle, and end. So you guys know this, right? You know how story is developed, and you want to do that with your videos, even when they're short. Story is really important because it takes people on that journey and it keeps them watching. Most videos don't get more than 3 seconds of view. Most videos don't get more than 3 seconds of view. So it's really important for you to catch them right off the top, hook them in, make them care about what you're doing in that video so that they'll stay with you through the journey and through the rest of the story, even when it's a short video. So beginning, middle, and end, take them on that journey, personalize these stories, share a little bit about yourself. When you're building that know, like, and trust so that they don't just buy this book, they buy the next book and the next book and the next book, they have to care about you and your characters. And so it's important for you to personalize those videos and include personal stories. You can include sequentials. Your story can be broken up into a series. That's a great way to get people to keep watching. I love doing this with videos used in email. Remember that video isn't just about a social media platform. It's way beyond just YouTube. So think about different ways that you can use, what we learned from soap operas in video to get people to continue thinking about how you want to keep them engaged in the story. The other thing that's really great is utilizing some of the nostalgia. And so using memories in your stories, if you're talking about yourself, is really powerful because it does, nostalgia triggers that amygdala, which is how we store the memories. And that's how people will connect you with that memory and with that story and remember you. Their recall will be significantly higher, 74%, if you include that memory that creates a memory. All right. Now we want to optimize the mute. So anyone who's following video trends is not surprised by this one. A lot of people watch videos on silent, right? Whether they're on their phone and commuting, whether they're in the office and shouldn't be watching videos, or if they're just on their phone while the rest of the family is watching a show, they're not paying attention to that show, right? They're kind of half doing one thing and the other. So it's important for your video to make sense without the sound up. So that includes motion graphics that might come in, right? Captions are a really great way. Every video that you produce should have captions. And you want to also make sure that you keep it visual, right? Any demonstrations you can do, if you're sharing your book or parts of your book, holding it up and pointing to things, making sure that people can see things very clearly and that your hand gestures let them know what the crux of the story is. Hopefully they're going to turn the sound on, but you have to make sure that the video makes sense without the sound. You can also create videos that have no sound so that people understand that they're not required, right? And try it out for yourself. Try making videos without that sound to see if it still makes sense. And then I have other people's videos. This is a really powerful way for you to tap into other people creating videos for you or about you, but it's also a powerful way for you to be a part of the social media scene. So this trend has really taken off on platforms like TikTok. And I don't know how many of you are doing TikTok these days, but one of the things that you'll see is that people make their videos available, and then you can use those videos to create other videos so that you can sort of jump on the trend and hopefully have your video go viral. So utilizing other people's videos when they've made them available with permission, right? Curating content, other videos that you love, sharing those with permission or with attribution can be a really powerful way for you to share your perspective on something. Collaborations, maybe you've got a group of authors that you want to, collaborate together, groups and communities, testimonials, if people love what you're doing and they want to talk about how much they loved it, if, kids want to talk about how great the book was, or if parents want to talk about what the book meant to their kids or why it was so important to them, these are great videos for you to utilize to share your message. And really, all of this is showing people the community they can't see through the internet. So letting people see the faces of other people like them who feel good about what it is that you're doing. So the 5 trends that we talked about are interactive, doing the right length of video, whether it's short or long, incorporating story in your videos to increase the power that they hold, optimizing that mute button, so making sure your videos are understandable on a silent, and inviting and using other people's videos. So there we go. Here's the caution. The number one mistake that I want to encourage you to pay attention to, this happens all the time. I see it more than anything else. And that is people saying, okay, this is the trend. Everyone's on TikTok. I'm going to go start making TikTok videos. Right? So they focus only on the trend and they don't create videos with strategy. They don't know why they're creating videos. They don't know who they're creating videos for. They don't know what they want their audience to do after they've viewed the video. So don't just focus on the trend. Make sure you're doing it strategically. You have intention around your videos, right? I liken it to the difference between wallpaper that's on a roll and wallpaper that's on the wall. They're both wallpaper, right? The wallpaper on the roll is just full of potential. The wallpaper that's on the wall has purpose, right? It's doing what it's meant to do. So when you create videos without intention, that's the equivalent of wallpaper on the roll. Sure, it's still wallpaper, but it's not doing what it's intended to do. So make sure that you're focused on creating with strategy, creating with intention. Mistake number 2 is all strategy, no action. I see this all the time. People who love to plan, right? They're figuring it all out. They're working their calendar. They're creating ideas. As creative people, you probably have a ton of ideas for videos. So you get a long list and you plan all your videos and you write out all your ideas and maybe you write out all your scripts. And I'm sorry to tell you that over planning is a form of procrastination, right? Mm-hmm. So often we do this because we're afraid to take the next step. Right? We feel like we're in action when we're actually in inaction. We feel like by doing the planning, we're accomplishing something, but all we're really doing is avoiding what needs to be done, which is get out there and create some videos. All right. Now, I know that there's a huge reason why people do this, why they procrastinate, why they let perfectionism get in the way, why they are, happy to plan and never actually execute. And it's as simple as this. Confidence, right? Confidence is the struggle for so many people. As I mentioned earlier, this is one of the things that drives me to keep working with entrepreneurs on video, is because I know that with a little bit of boost to their confidence, they will get into action. And so here are a couple of things that you need to do to boost your video confidence. This is a really simple recipe for you to increase your video confidence. Number 1, know who you're targeting. Know who your videos are for and take care of them. Care about your viewer, okay? Number 2, figure out your messaging. Speak their language. Get comfortable with what needs to be said in every video. That doesn't mean have every video scripted words and then memorize it word for word. It means know what you need to say to connect with that audience. Going back to that tip number 1, right? Take care of your viewer. Number 3, get comfortable with the equipment. That doesn't mean go to school and learn how to become a filmmaker. It means use what you have, use what you know, and use it to the best of your ability, right? I go back to what April said earlier, right? She just got on YouTube, right? Since then, she's learned a lot about microphones and cameras and angles and all kinds of stuff. But the first thing is figure out what equipment you have, how can you use it to create a video, and get going with it, get comfortable with it. The next is to make sure that you know how to frame your shot and look good on your videos. And I don't mean that you have perfect makeup or perfect hair. What I mean is that your video shot isn't distracting, that you have what you need in the video so that people are paying attention to your message, not your mess. All right. And then the last thing here is going to be the mindset piece. And this is ongoing, right? This is not a quick fix. For a lot of people, we're dealing with that chatter. We're dealing with the negative self-talk, right? Maybe we talk ourselves out of video. Maybe we feel like we're going to fail if we try, or we feel like someone's going to judge us, or we feel like if it's not perfect, it's not going to work, or that we're going to embarrass ourselves, or that someone's going to say something nasty to us. There are a lot of things that we can pack into our brains and stories we can tell ourselves. But by and large, you have to focus on what's more important, which is to get the message out there. And if you want to share your book and you want your book to be successful, and I know that most of you working with April have a book that means something to you. So if it matters to you, you need to get your mind on the message and on the meaning and forget, so that you can push away all that negative self-talk. And when you can do all 5 of those things, then you're going to start to publish consistently, right? You're going to get those videos uploaded and you're going to be able to see the results you're looking for, because consistency leads to results. Throwing a video out there once a year, twice a year isn't going to get you where you want to go. And frankly, it's going to make it harder to deal with that negative self-talk, because you're going to be basing everything on that one thing that you tried once, right? Imagine if you decided whether you were really good at riding a bike after the first time you ever tried. So that is my encouragement to you. And if you need some additional help, I am hosting a video confidence camp. It is a 7-day event. And in the camp, it's really simple. It sounds like a lot, right? 7 days. Oh my God, how can I spend 7 days? But it's simple. What we do is we meet every morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time on Zoom. We have our camp session. I give you one thing to work on that day, one thing to think about, one thing to focus on. And you then go off, you do that one thing, you share it in the group. I give you feedback. I'm there to support you all the way through. And then every single day, you're doing a little bit more to boost that video confidence. By the end of the week, you have a video and you have the confidence to share it. And it's the beginning of that consistency that we talked about. It's the beginning of having the confidence to put it out there, to get over all of the challenges. So all the things that I just talked about, no coincidence, there are 7 things in 7 days, because these are the things we're going to be working on every single day. So I'm going to be there to support you, hold your hand, and encourage you as we go forward. But that's coming up October 20th. And like I said, it's online, so you can be anywhere. Right now, we're still in the early bird phase, which is why I'm glad I was able to make it today, because I would hate to do this when the early bird payments are gone, and it's only $38.50.
What an awesome price for what you get with that. Wow, I'm just so grateful that we're having an opportunity to do that. And it's funny because during my author work group, I had told people just practice, just like do a video, go live in my group. Yeah. And those that did, I saw them getting better and better, and their confidence was building. So something like this, it's really easy to get out of practice too, if you're not doing it regularly. Yeah. So, and it's not easy to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. So having something regimented that takes you through it can really go a long way in helping you do that.
I'll tell you the top 2 things I hear from the people who do this confidence challenge with me, from the female entrepreneurs that I help through this challenge. The top 2 things are they love the community and the support they get there, and that they love that it's a little step every single day, because they get overwhelmed by the process. And I'm glad you think it's a good deal, April, because there's more. There's one little bonus that I want to add in, and that's the Video Scripts Made Simple. This is an online program that I normally sell for $39. And I'm throwing it in because we're going to talk very quickly about what to say in your videos. This is an in-depth look at exactly what you need to be saying in your videos. It is an outline for any kind of video that you're doing. It walks you through all the different pieces of it, tells you how to get comfortable on camera and delivering your script, talk a little bit about teleprompters and whether or not you should be using them, how to write your scripts quickly, and I even give you some call to action guidance, power hook prompts, and your checklist to make sure you go every time you press record, you're ready to go. So that's it.
That's
and
amazing.
Like I said, October 20th to 26th, I'm personally going to be there helping every single person. So I hope that some of you will join me. So these will be recorded. You'll have access to the Facebook group. We're live on Zoom. We share everything into the Facebook group. Once it's over, you'll have continued access to the Facebook group as an archive. The group will actually go dormant, but you'll still have access. So you'll be able to see those things. So what people have done in the past, especially people who the time zone doesn't work for them, is they still commit a time in their day each day. So if you can't make it at 8 a.m., then I encourage you to say, okay, well, I can make it every day at 4 p.m. my time or 5 p.m. my time or even 10 p.m. my time. And I'm committing to it for the week so that I show up and I get it done. I do incentivize the camp by making sure that everyone who completes the challenge every day, who does the activity, is entered into a draw at the end of the week for prizes. So we try to have some fun. The sessions are about 30 minutes, but I do stay on for Q&A after that 30 minutes. So if there's, if you want to just come in, learn the lesson, get the activity for the day, that's fine, 30 minutes. If you want to stay for some Q&A, then it'll be a little bit longer.
If you find like, hey, I've got something I've recorded and I really want help and you need a video editor, I've got a couple of really great people that I can pass you to. It won't be too expensive. That will be able to help you with that. So don't worry about, I'll make some information available for you as well for somebody else that can tweak things a little for you.
Yeah. And the thing to remember with video is, this is why we start day one with, targeting in why you're creating these videos and who you're creating them for. Because the number one thing to remember is even if your videos don't resonate with everyone, if they resonate with the people who matter, that's all that matters, right? So if your videos resonate with the kids who are going to read your book and you don't think it resonates maybe with the parents, that's okay, right? Because the kids are going to say, I want this book. The kids are going to say, I want to watch another video about this. Right. And the kids are consuming videos all the time. Mm-hmm. So it's okay to be speaking to them, speaking their language. Right. We don't always have to. It's not always good strategy to target, the person who's interested in you as an author or your author life. Right. So that's where the strategy comes in. That's where we can take our strengths and apply them in the right place to really move the needle.
I would also suggest spending a little time on Instagram or stories or book talk or something like that, where you find a hashtag that you resonate with, that you would be sharing under, and take a look at the stories and videos that are out there. Just get familiar, just allow yourself to immerse in it. I mean, when my 6-year-old granddaughter is doing her little mock videos and she's like, one kind of milk, I'm not a big fan of that. If you like that, will you write a comment below? And I'm like, where does she get this stuff, right? She's in my refrigerator showing, touring what Nana has in the refrigerator on a little video, right? But she's got this verbiage, and click the comments below or don't forget to smash the like button. And I'm just laughing, right? Because she consumes a lot of these kids' videos, the kid YouTubers. And so she's hearing it. So she kind of understands where she should be inserting it. So I think we could probably do the same thing as by watching and taking, notes about what people are doing and what's working for others. Also, how maybe we might inject some of that same lingo or some of the same benefits into our own videos as well.
Yeah, that's such a great tip. The one caution I'll give is when you go and you look at these other videos, don't get sucked into the comparison trap. Yeah. This is for encouragement. This is for you to see that other people are doing it. And you cannot compare yourself to what other people are doing. because no one else is you.
To be authentically you, and I'm never going to be.
Authenticity comes back to that number one trend.
Dance or anything like that, or snapping my hands and seeing makeup change or anything. No, it's not me.
Yeah.
But it is fun to see what other people are doing that feels more authentically like what you want to do.
Yeah.
This has been really helpful, and I've had a great time catching up with you. Yep. When does the early bird end? And also, if you could share a little bit more about your website, how people can get in touch with you, regardless of whether they want to be able to participate in this special 7-day confidence camp, whether, if they want to get in touch with you for other things, consulting or whatever, how would they?
Yeah. So aside from the video confidence camp, which is October 20th till the 26th, early bird ends on the 12th. Price doubles to $77. So grab it now for $38.50. And if that doesn't fit your needs, I do one-on-one coaching, and I also do a longer format video marketing mastery program, which is a 90-day program where I actually help build out your strategy. If you're interested in a longer format or getting a little bit more support than the 7 days, you can just go to ValerieMcTavish.com and book a call with me.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And we appreciate your time today. Have a wonderful
being here. I'm so glad I made it.
All right. Awesome.
Take care. Have a great night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.